Hello and welcome back to episode 3 of the Championship Rounds podcast. I'm Andrew, joined by Taj, boxing journalist, and Dan, boxing fan. Now, this Saturday, Sal Alvarez defended his WBC, WBA, and WBO super middleweight titles against Edgar Berlanga in a performance that I thought was quite underwhelming. How did you two see the fight?
Well, it's a pretty generic Canelo performance post Bivol, to be honest.
It's not a good look.
It's a dominant performance, but he doesn't exactly blow anyone away with these performances. That's how he's looked since he lost to Bivol.
I thought it was fine that he performed the way he did against Munguia because Munguia is actually he is pretty good, but we know how Berlanga is and how he's been for the last post the knockout streak, which hasn't been impressive, and the fact that he dropped him early and didn't finish him off was kind of it wasn't a good look at all.
Yeah, I think this was his worst performance post Golovkin, simply on level of opponent. Like Golovkin, Ryder, Charlo, and Gia, they're all significantly better than Berlanga, in my opinion. They're all significantly better. And it was just from about the fifth or sixth round of that fight, you just knew that it was going to be the same. It was just going to go to points and be dull. And yeah, it was just first couple of rounds. Obviously, he dropped Berlanga in the third with that beautiful left hook. It's a beautiful shot. It's a beautiful shot that he dropped Berlanga with. But
I can't believe he got up from that. Really, honestly, looking back on it, there's no reason why he should have got up from that like that.
Yeah, it was a great shot.
It was perfectly fine. He was laughing on the way down.
Yeah, you never know with these guys. Like Berlanga might just have a ridiculous chin.
I think he did. I feel like he impressed a lot of people with how he is, because in all of his wins that have all been decisions coming up to now, he's been disgustingly bad, horrible. But then he goes up against one of the best champions in this era, and he did pretty good, even though he lost basically every round.
Yeah, I didn't give him one. I don't know how you scored it, but that was a 120.
I didn't bother scoring because it just was the same repetitive thing.
I did score it. I didn't give him a round.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
the good old 120, 107.
I think that was the seventh round. The seventh round was close.
I've seen a couple people score the seventh round.
I mean, he did try. I mean,
no, he did try. No, Berlanga,
he did try.
He did the opposite of what Charlo did. Charlo just
Charlo didn't try, but there's trying, then there's trying to look like you're trying. I think he did that because he kept going back to the ropes and he kept just flicking jabs out like he wasn't. You know what I mean?
I thought he did as best as he isn't that good, and he did better than what his
Well, considering how I thought he would do,
which was getting murked early.
Yeah,
it was a lot better than expected.
Yeah.
I thought he tried.
He definitely looked so much better than Canelo as well. That's one thing.
Certain people on the card did not try.
Yeah,
well,
apparently, we won't talk about that yet.
Apparently, he rehydrates to 205 pounds.
Oh man!
So
I think I don't know if it was 200, but it was close to 200. It was around 200. That's not okay. That's not. Any division when you're rehydrating 25 plus pounds, 20 plus pounds, you can't be doing that. That's a bit much.
It's just. It was like I said this about Nui Dehene. It's a fight that I really didn't care about. Nobody really cared about apart from the event of a Canelo fight, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
People care about the event and not the fight in this case, and the whole fight was just like, yeah, I can't be. I was watching it live, thinking I can't be bothered with this. I could be asleep right now. And it was
I
just
was
the same,
asleep.
the same. Every single round, it was just Canelo backed him up and
No.
throws single hooks.
But you fell asleep and then expected to wake up till a viral knockout clip, I assume.
I did. Well,
you-
I mean,
and
Canelo's
Seen no clip. You would have seen a
Canelo's
clip
not.
of the knockdown, but
Yeah, Canelo's not shot, obviously, but he's
he's slowing dramatically.
He's regressed.
he's very on the
That's the word.
decline,
He's regressing.
which he has been since the plant fight. In my opinion, I don't think he looked that good in that fight.
Since he's become undisputed.
Honestly, I'd say this is a bold take. I'd say he's regressed since Jacobs.
In his style, but like yeah,
I don't
he
think
hasn't
got
like moved a lot.
Yeah, I don't think he boxed that well against Kovalev. He was down in that fight.
I thought he was losing up until the
Yeah,
Well, that's fair, I guess. I mean, he's not
Smith,
heavyweight.
Smith, you literally can't tell because Smith didn't try to win. He just showed up.
Yeah, that was another. He was a big
Yildirim is Yildirim.
which is what
Saunders,
Berlanga should have
Saunders quit. Saunders just quit as soon as it got a bit tough. Plant, I don't think he looked brilliant. He looked dreadful in the loss to Bivol. Then Golovkin started off really well and then lost sort of the last 4 rounds of that fight, in my opinion. Or like 4 of the last 5. Ryder looked dreadful, lost like three of the last 4 or 5 rounds. Charlo just showed up. Munguia, I thought was quite a good performance because I rate Munguia quite highly. And then that last night, like, he hasn't been on the level. Like, those Golovkin fights, the first 2, Jacobs, even Rocky, like, I know it was Rocky Fielding, but can you see, like, Canelo dealing with somebody that's overmatched, like the way he dealt with Rocky Fielding right now?
No.
That's what he probably should have done to Berlanga.
Yeah,
Is a Rocky Fielding,
night.
Avni Yildirim type level opponent.
Yeah,
And
just take him out early.
Canelo of 4 years ago would have. He would have beat him,
Yeah.
and he would have stopped him.
Really early.
I miss combination punching Canelo.
Yeah. I hate overhand right to the shoulder.
It's just high guard, walk forward, jab,
shoulder.
single punch, shoulder punch.
You know the thing is, though, this version of Canelo is still like clearly the best fighter at the weight.
Yeah, he is.
But it's not. All the weights all around there are disgusting. 60, 68, and 75 below the champions are not good.
There's one fighter at 68 that I think might beat him, but that's not that fight against Oslace Iglesias will never ever.
This fantasy fight stuff you got going on.
I think Iglesias beats him.
Do you see someone who fights on Canadian?
It's never going to happen.
Of
but
course,
I think Iglesias will beat him.
What's the point? There's no point.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
He's like 9-0. He's good. He's really good. He's like next up. But
yeah.
Canelo's gone by the time he gets a elimination fight, let alone a title fight.
Well, you know.
Well,
Iglesias is the IBO champion. So.
Oh, brother. Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
But yeah, what do you think Canelo does next? He's not going to fight till May.
Yeah, so
who do you think he fights next May?
Gone. So it's not. I feel like it's pretty evident he wouldn't fight William Skull. I think his fight with Shishkin's already being made.
Yeah, that's done.
That's
done for October 19th. That fight.
Does he have any mandatories?
Pacheco is WBO number 1.
Yeah, but that's not realistic.
I think it is.
I think it could happen.
I don't know. I feel like I just can't picture that.
If you're Canelo, you're looking at a Pacheco fight. You can sell it as Mexico versus Mexican American, can't you?
Yeah, but is he just gonna? He's gonna just sell all the Canelo's gonna get all these headline bags with Munguia, Mexico, Berlanga, Mexico, Puerto Rico. Like we don't want to.
He's in cash out mode, mate. He is in cash out mode.
No, but like,
I think Mbili will get moved up to number 1 now that Berlanga's just been beat. Who was previously number one?
What for what?
I think
WBC?
I think there's two
WBA.
fights.
Who's WBC number one?
In Bealey, I think, as well. So he's got
it
two
might be
choices.
Miller. I think there are two fights that are realistic. One you're gonna hate.
Just don't say Iglesias.
Not Iglesias. That's not
That's
realistic.
not realistic.
Yeah, I know.
What fight was meant to happen yesterday instead of Berlanga?
Jamal Charlo?
No,
No.
Christopher Eubank Jr.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I think that fight might happen. Don't put it past that fight happening.
I just don't. I just got queasy hearing that.
Who else is there? Who else is there? Carlos Adames. Oh, actually, that's a good shout. Erislan Di Lara. Do that rematch.
No, brother. No, I look. Mbili is number one. WC two. So for
Well,
like top contenders, it would be Pacheco or Mbili. But that's
well,
I think it'll
whoever
be
he
Pacheco.
fights, don't expect them to be the best, and don't expect the best performance.
and just remove it out of your mind that it could be Benavides. It's over.
I mean, expect similar performances. I mean, I just don't think he doesn't have it in him to really put it on the gas and stop these fights.
He doesn't have the gear.
I don't think he'll ever look like spectacular again.
Is there anyone that you'd pick for him to stop out of the realistic fights?
Out of the realistic ones, no. He would. I feel like he'd beat most of them, but he would.
Yeah, he beat all of them. He beat like most of them. Yeah, but like I don't think he's gonna.
I think he'd beat Mbili and Pacheco.
All these fights just scream out to me 8-4 decisions. If I'm being honest, like
8-4 decision with a knockdown. With a glove
crazy,
scraping the canvas. Yeah.
Insane left hook knockdown. Oh man, I love that shot.
That knockdown
it
is
was a
pretty.
beautiful shot.
That on the highlight tape's gonna look good.
It was so quick.
Shout out Hands the guy. He might add that.
He does it all the time. So it's that exact one he landed in the second round against Golovkin. The feint to the body, bring it over the top.
It just on Triple G's chin. The fact
That's why if you look, like everyone, they seem to move their hand every single time. It's because they think it's going to the body.
But they should be moving. They drop both their hands, and they just really don't even let it have the chance to be like deflected or like graze. They just drop both their hands. Like, hit me, just hit me.
Well, Canelo's a great body puncher. I'd do anything to try and block that. Well, that's one thing he still does. It goes to the body.
They just need to learn to just use one arm to drop it instead of trying to block it with both hands. Because that would it's not.
Yeah.
Can't be doing that. Or you will go down.
Next for Berlanga?
His stock went up crazy last night.
Every Canelo opponent, if you look like you're trying, goes up.
Unless you're Charlo.
Yeah, unless you're Charlo and you just shell up and don't try.
You're Callum Smith or Canelo Charlo.
I think he could fight Caleb Plant next, to be honest. Because they had a bit of bad blood as well, because Plant owns his website, apparently.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
And Berlanga, I mean, he's known. He's pretty popular with him being Puerto Rican.
I did see Munguia too, but Plant is a good one.
I mean, he could fight Munguia as well.
I think they should do Pacheco if Pacheco can't get Canelo. Match, because they're both matching, aren't they?
Yeah, but I thought you said Pacheco Canelo is realistic. Or do you not think it's the most realistic?
It's not the most realistic, but I think that fight will happen next year.
What do you think the most realistic is?
Most realistic, Eubank.
Eubank or Jamal Charlo.
I think Eubank against Canelo is the most realistic fight to happen.
I really hope it's neither of those. I'd rather him be inactive than fight them too.
Well, I think the three most realistic, I think, are Eubank, Charlo, and Lara. Which
please not Lara. Oh, that's
middleweights.
Disgusting.
And they're all middleweights.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. Anyway, so Berlanga for Checo for me. Because this is the thing, Berlanga's so bad that you've got to protect the asset, or you've got to move his sort of star power over to someone. So promotional wise, Pacheco would be a huge favorite against Berlanga, in my opinion, anyway. And I think before Berlanga gets beat by someone,
maybe not huge, because I feel like his.
I mean, he's probably better than I thought, to be honest.
Yeah, but that's in hindsight. He was horrible. He was getting first round 2-minute knockdowns. I mean, 2-minute knockouts for forever, and then he finally fought someone good. And every time he fought someone like all right, he was horrible.
And he lost to Canelo.
Oh, he might still just be horrible, and then Canelo was just like, he was also just not that good.
Well, yeah. He's better than we thought. Or
no, regardless, he's still better.
2024 Canelo flattered him.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. The chief report on this, bro. I don't even want to talk about this, but it was one of the most pathetic performances I've ever seen from Danny Garcia.
That was one of the worst title fights I've ever seen live. I like low-key still can't believe it was a world title fight.
It was utterly pathetic from Danny Garcia.
Nah, that was really a world title fight.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, that was actually like it was like a catchweight, so it was still fluky a little, but that there was a world title on the line for that. Nah.
Oh, I can't say.
Like, if you haven't seen the fight, don't watch it.
Don't ever think about watching.
Don't ever watch that fight.
If you've seen it live, that was the last time you've seen.
You know what really, really annoyed me is annoying me, has annoyed me over the last sort of 12 hours since
I think I already know much about this.
There's been this whole narrative pushed by like the PBC social media and a lot of other guys. Mm-hmm. Danny Garcia dared to be great and he tried and all this. No, he didn't. Yeah. He didn't try. He got offered very good money for a fight against an Asian champion and thought, I'm not going to take too much damage here. I know I'm going to lose, so I'm not going to try to win. I'm going to try and not get hurt. As soon as Garcia felt any kind of danger in that fight, he quit. It's pathetic.
I mean, it was a bad performance. I wasn't surprised by his performance or how the fight went. I mean, when you look at their styles and the fact that Garcia hasn't fought in over 2 years, and
he's only fought like twice in the last like 4 years,
and he hasn't looked good since 2018. I mean,
and he's not middleweight.
He's washed and finished, in my opinion. He should retire.
He should retire.
He should have already retired.
And Lara did. He boxed.
Yeah, he's apparently Julian Jackson at middleweight now. But
this is one thing about Lara. Yeah, a lot of these Cubans are happy to win, so I don't really hold Lara responsible here. If you're just going to stand in front of him and let him flick a couple of jabs out around and bank like 9-10 rounds or however long it was easily without even trying, at 41 years old, he's going to do that.
Well,
this is all on Danny Garcia.
Do they expect him to stand and trade and give Garcia his only chance of winning?
Exactly.
Amir Khan, close your eyes. JBL clothesline.
Good. He's a flat-foot counterpuncher, and he was being made to lead against Arizona Lara. He doesn't even need his prime legs against Danny Garcia. That's how flat-footed and slow he is. He's also a low output fighter.
I'm happy he did quit because I didn't want to see 3 more rounds of that.
It was kind of it was a little worrying though how I like for like the last like 3-4 rounds of the fight was like, are you okay? Are you okay? Like over and over. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, he wasn't. He's shot. I mean, sign of a shot fight, you can't pull the trigger. He couldn't pull the trigger. I mean, he landed couple body shots in the 8th round. That was about it.
I don't know if
It's
they
just dreadful.
had the scorecards. I don't see the scorecards anywhere, but I assume he didn't win a round.
I mean, I don't
Maybe.
care. I don't care if they gave him any rounds. He didn't win a round.
There wasn't really round like those early ones were basically non-rounds to be scored.
He didn't win.
I swear they. I don't even know if they combined to land 100 punches. I'm not sure. They may be a little bit over.
I mean, neither was doing a whole lot, but one person was clearly winning the rounds and doing more.
96 total punches landed.
So bad.
9 rounds.
It's so bad.
33 from Garcia landed.
You know who? I don't even want to talk about Garcia anymore. Like, you know who Lara's mandatory is, by the way?
Oh no. What?
Take a wild guess. Shane Mosley Jr.
What do we? Actually, I take that back. I like Shane Mosley Jr., but it just shows how bad middleweight is, though.
This is the WBA top 5. Number 1, Shane Mosley Jr. Number 2 is Conor Coyle. Number 3 is Ian Green.
I like Ian Green.
Number 4, you'll never guess who number 4 is.
Who is it?
Brad Pauls. It's Brad Pauls.
Maybe
Number 5 is Yoneli Hernandez, the Cuban. He's actually a good fighter, Hernandez. He's a world championship gold medalist, Cuban kid. He actually fought last night on the untelevised portion. Got a knockout. He's 5-9. Very good fighter. But yeah, Erislandy Lara is probably going to defend against Shane Mosley. Is there anyone decent in this?
Mosley
Tyrone Davis.
Mosley and
Middleweight's a wasteland.
It is pretty. It might be the worst division.
No, it is the worst division.
I was just trying to think of because I feel like most of the champions are like a couple of the champions in each division are like really like they're good or great, but then underneath the champions, it's like from like 3 or 4 down, it's really bad, and that's the division that's like bad from near the top.
I think Yanabek is quite good.
No, that's what I'm saying. So it's like Chanabek, then who are the other champions? Adames and Lara. Adames is not that good. Lara's 55 years old. He's good, but he's just super old. Everybody below that in middleweight is either not even really a middleweight, and they're just like hanging around to see if they're Canelo's next opponent, or they're in limbo. Like it's just not a good division.
Hamza Shiraz is good. Hamza Shiraz is a very, very good fighter.
I don't know how he is a middleweight. Physically, it makes 0 sense. I feel he has to have a title shot in his next fight. What's it? Wait, no, he's about to fight Tyler Denny.
Tyler Denny, and then
he has to have a title fight.
Shiraz
he's
probably going to fight Denzel Bentley for either an interim or a full world title in December.
If he really can keep like being at that weight healthily, then
trust me, like from what I've been told by people in that camp, he's fine at middleweight. He's fine. He's not even that big at middleweight, really. They said no, like in terms of what he weighs in the ring, he's not even that big. For that Ammo Williams fight, Ammo weighed more than him in the ring.
Oh, no, that's
Shiraz was like 172 on Fight Night. He's not like
Emma is huge too, but he just looked like a dwarf against him in the ring.
Yeah,
because Shiraz
has that sort of like Thundora sort of Tommy Hearn sort of length where he's got nothing on him, but he's just massive like lengthwise. But he's got no girth. Also on the card, Caleb Plant got off the floor to stop Trevor McCombie in what was probably the most entertaining fight on the main card for the WBA interim super middleweight title.
I'd say that's arguable, but it was really good. But
on the main card, it definitely was.
Oh, you said the main card. Okay, no.
Yeah.
Because a certain fight should have been on the main card in hindsight.
Yeah, in hindsight.
That was a good fight.
It was good. It wasn't hashtag list, but it was good.
Well, that was the first time I'd ever seen McCombie.
Yeah, all I knew about McCombie is that he looks like a redneck and he's popped dirty before. That's the kind of all I knew about him.
Well, McCombie is a pro box legend, and I've seen him before. And yeah, I think he can be in some quite good fights because he's defensively awful. Hits quite hard.
I guess now, just like Berlanga, he upped his stock in that fight too. He could probably mess around and get a Berlanga, really,
or a Pacheco, or an Iglesias, or he
would get stopped by probably all of them.
Yeah,
because he did take Plant's not a prolific puncher, but he took a lot of punches.
It's just the gas tank issue.
I couldn't believe. I guess the knockdown that was actually scored was a little controversial because it didn't really land anywhere. Like it was a blocked punch, but it knocked him over. But I think it was either the round before that or earlier in that round where he got hit by that one punch and he just slithered down to the floor.
Yeah. No, I think it was
at the end of the previous.
Yeah, round. End of the second or third, was it?
I think it was the end of the second.
Yeah.
Second or third round.
Yeah.
But he got he was really hurt. It wasn't like he was fluke knocked down.
Like he sort of clinched, and then as McCombie
it's like he just fainted to the floor. It was
yeah.
It was like a Crawford Mean Machine type thing, but it was way slower. I feel that was way more obvious of a knockdown than the Crawford Mean Machine.
I agree.
But it's Harvey Dock as the ref, so what do you expect? Not a good ref.
But yeah, Plant's a pretty good fighter.
Yeah, he's pretty versatile.
Yeah, his inside game was really good.
He made some good adjustments in that fight.
Yeah, he flipped the whole script because
he was fighting long range for the first 3 or 4 rounds, and he kept getting hit by that long left hook on the back foot. He just flips it around, starts fighting on the inside, and starts pushing McCombie back.
He was beating him up. I'm glad to see that I didn't really see any people complain about the stoppage, even though the bell had rang.
Yeah, it was
the end of the ninth round. It was a good stop. He was hanging in the road.
That was fine. That was fine. I mean, he was taking lots of punches. I mean,
and you see McCombie wasn't complaining. He was not around. His brain was not.
Also, I just realized something. We said about Billy being the number one with the WBA. Well, Plant's now the interim champion with the WBA.
I was
they're not going to rematch. So.
I was impressed with Plant's stamina in that fight.
Usually
he was getting stronger and stronger as the fight went on. You don't usually see that from.
Yeah, whatever he did in training camp for this fight, I want him to keep doing whatever that was because seeing him fade out is not good.
There's also a thing with if your opponent's more tired than you are, you're gonna take something from that.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense at all.
Yeah. The last couple of people.
Yeah, you're gonna wilt quicker if your opponent's got more than you.
Yeah, the last couple of people have been have put the punches on him and came forward and not allowed him to be the person with more stamina. Benavidez and Canelo flew it at him.
Yeah,
especially Benavidez. I Benavidez is also not a prolific puncher, but he took a lot of punches late in that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, good performance. Okay, Rony Romero, outboxed Manuel Jaime in a fight that just imagine Rony Romero outboxing someone. sort of clumsy, 2 left feet, dreadful to watch. I really didn't enjoy that fight. But yeah,
that's when I was talking about the hindsight. There's no way. Like I think Kenneth Sims tweeted, there's no reason why Broly should have been on the main card outside of his name. He's not a good fighter. The fact that you have to title him as a former world champion, it's disgusting.
Well, yeah, he's former world champion because of 20 weeks.
Did he even fight?
It's not good.
Because I didn't watch his fight. I was going to watch his fight, but then I thought,
Don't watch his fight.
Any respectful conversation about boxing?
I want to waste 30 minutes of my time today?
Yeah.
You know what they should do with Romero? They should give him Gary Antoine Russell whilst Russell's waiting for his mandated shot at the WBC.
Russell would. I don't even rate Russell that highly.
Russell would take his head off.
He would knock Romero's head clean off of his shoulder.
Yeah, that's what they should do.
Yeah, I mean, why not? That's a good name. Good name for Russell to get on his resume.
After the close playoff loss.
Yeah,
that's a one-sided beatdown.
And it gives him a bit of confidence going back into a playoff fight, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that situation's a mess for that belt at the minute. Yeah. Go on, Bob.
I was just gonna say it's so weird to think about Puello being a 2-time world champion. It's not. It's so weird to say that, but yeah.
It's funny how just no one mentions his drug ban.
I think it's because he had like a. Some people have like really dumb reasons. I guess he had like a cleaner reason than most people, but it's still.
And he shut up about it as well.
He's trying to be like, I'm not a cheater. I'm not a cheater.
Yeah,
I'm not a cheater, but I'll take the ban and we'll move on and like give me 6 months or whatever he got.
Yeah, if you want people to not talk about something, don't talk about it. Don't do what Conor Benn has done.
Yeah. Anyway, the prelims, horrendous robbery in my opinion. At the top of the prelims, as Carlos Castro knocked down Stephen Fulton, hurt Stephen Fulton multiple times, and somehow lost the split decision over 10 rounds. Now, I don't know how you scored it down, but I spoke to Taj, and we're both pretty unanimous that Castro clearly won this fight. Like, clearly.
Well, I actually had Fulton winning this fight, but not clearly, not convincingly, and this definitely could have gone either way. I didn't win it by point.
I do think that Castro won, but I don't think it was like this. Like I've seen worse this month, let alone this fight. It's funny on the boxing news app. 62% of people actually have Fulton winning the fight. But
no, Fulton didn't win this fight.
I don't think I'm
sorry.
I don't know if he won 6 rounds of the fight. To be honest,
I'm sorry. He didn't. Right. So you've got the obviously the round where Fulton gets dropped, and you've got the 8th round where Fulton clinging on for dear life after getting hurt. Yeah, clinching, holding for dear life. You're not giving Carlos Castro any more than 2 of the other 8 rounds of that fight. Come on, man. I genuinely, I thought this was a clear win for Castro.
Well, I thought it was a close fight. I mean, I get it.
Do you have your rounds?
Yeah, I gave Fulton 1, 4, 6, 7, 9, and 10.
I agree with most of those. I think 4 out of 6 of those I agree with.
I gave Castro 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9.
I didn't give him the 9th round, but that was the same one. I excluding the 9th round.
The 9th can go either way, but
A lot of people different on the first round. I see.
You know one thing I'll say about this, yeah. Right, actually, there's a couple of things. Firstly, do you think that the B-side fighter gets the same treatment as Fulton got in the 8th round? Fulton's holding on for dear life, got constant warnings, is curt, and his legs are gone. Do you think the referee stops a B-side fighter and gives him a hard warning when he's nearly gone down and his legs are gone? Do you think the ref stops it for a B-side fighter and says, right, for about 30 seconds, this is a hard warning you're not allowed to hold, and lets him recover? He doesn't. He takes a point in that situation if that's the B-side fighter doing it. Or he lets the fight go on.
In certain jurisdictions, they'll just stop the fight.
This is what I mean. Like,
I thought it was more excessive when he was like more hurt than that, but
yeah, but in no way like does a ref stop a B-side in that situation and not take a point off. Secondly, that decision, I've seen, it's close, it could have gone either way. If Carlos Castro was the former champion and the A-side in that fight, do you think anybody would have Fulton winning it? Would there be any doubt about who won that fight?
There'll still be people on Twitter.
I mean, there's always some people. There's always in every fight.
There's some people. There's a group of people.
You know what I mean? At the final bell, yeah. If Carlos Castro is the A-side former champion, the one that they're going to try and build up to be a new champion, yeah. Is there any doubt at that final bell who's won that if Castro is the A-side?
No.
Any doubt?
No, but it's boxing, so.
Exactly, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. And all these things, you can say it's boxing, it's whatever, but all these things sort of point out Castro won the fight. He clearly. I just can't see how you can give this fight to Fulton, man.
You know, he landed a lot of good shots. I mean, well, Castro.
It was a really pretty fight, to be honest.
It was a good fight. I mean,
eating jabs all night.
It made the list.
Whenever he let Fulton get on the inside, Fulton got the best of it. I mean, Fulton was getting completely outboxed with the jab.
Eating jabs all night. Anyway, regardless of this result, I think it was wrong. Whatever. I don't like what I'm seeing for Fulton at 126. If I'm honest.
I wonder if he'll get the chance to rematch Leo or Figueroa. That'd be good. I don't know if I'd pick him.
I pick him to lose both those fights.
I have to see Figueroa again to decipher between them because Figueroa hasn't looked.
He hasn't looked good, but like
recently,
he's big, he's strong, he punches hard. And Fulton just looked like he couldn't really take a shot.
Maybe in a
he
way
was getting hurt of punches that shouldn't have been hurting.
Maybe in a way cracked his chin.
I mean, yeah, that was a good right hand to knock him down.
It was right
down the pipe. Right down the pipe.
It was a douche. And he didn't seem. He seemed more hurt in I forgot which round it was where he didn't go down. 7 or 8. He was more hurt then
his legs were gone in the 8th round.
I think it was like a counter left hook that hurt him, and he like fell into Castro.
This is why we Fulton, by the way. Activity is key.
Yeah, you need to be active.
Yeah.
I tweeted this. This was the guy that was saying he was too big to be on a pro box show. Activity is key, man. Stop crying about where you are on a card and like that you've not got fight dates and start training. Because that's what happens, mate. Honestly. It's so annoying with Fulton, man. Because he's actually a good fighter, but it's just get active and humble yourself a little bit. Anyway.
Well,
release some tension.
I'm interested to see his next fight. I mean, it's the first fight in a new weight. Can't judge it too harshly, but he wasn't.
Castro is not a.
And Castro was good.
Castro's a good fighter.
That was a good performance from Castro.
Yeah, I can't judge him too harshly. But
So you can't look at the like Figueroa fight and think that he's like less of. He's pretty.
I'm not going to judge Fulton too harshly, but he is 1-3 in his last 4 fights, in my opinion.
I still thought he did some good stuff in that fight, even if a lot of people thought he
did
lost.
Good stuff. He worked on the inside.
It was a really good fight.
It was a good fight to watch. Yeah, it's just sour.
It was my favorite fight on the card. Honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
He's good on the inside.
It's a really good fight, but it's just annoying that I think that the winner got screwed a little bit, or the rightful winner got screwed. Very lucky from Fulton. Also on that card, Romain Villa, or Royman, or however you say it.
Roman VR.
I think it's
Roman VR.
I won't be saying it much more because he got it by the Carbo.
I did not see that coming at all.
No one did.
Maybe like in hindsight I didn't, but they were going off the entire fight. They did not stop throwing. But it was so sudden that he just got hit. I was like, okay, he went down. He might get up. It didn't look like he was super hurt. It just looked like he got hit with like a quick punch, but then he just laid there.
He just didn't see it coming. It was just a short right hand. He just didn't see it coming.
Beautiful counter, but he just stayed there.
I mean, I thought he looked pretty good up until that point.
I thought he might have won the first 2 rounds.
He did. He won them on my card.
I agree. He won the first 2.
But they did. Like, they hurt each other in the second round, I think. But,
I mean, he looked like he was on his way to his own stoppage.
Boom. Well, he was meant to, wasn't he? He was meant to win that by stoppage.
Yeah. Boxing, unpredictable. Anything can happen.
Best sport in the world.
It's a shame because Villa's run beating who did he beat? Rasudi Ellis. I thought after that fight he could be like sort of a decent contender at welterweight. Then he got dashed up by Ennis. And then
still went 10 rounds. Ennis.
Yeah, but that turned into a bit of a beat.
I don't think Villa has fought since the Ennis.
He hadn't.
Yeah, no, you can't. Again, with the inactivity, you cannot not fight for 14 months, just like Fulton, and expect to be fresh, especially when you're just settling for a trench war, like right from the start. You're just asking to get.
I know I joke about it, and it's sort of a running joke about Pro Box. But just come and fight on there, man.
He might get some good luck if you just have one fight on there. Angelo Leo, world champion, knock of the year. 2 division world champions.
Ronnie Rios runs off like 2 fights on there, gets a title shot. You get all these guys on there that are like constantly fighting on Pro Box, active in decent level fights, like sort of a C and B level.
Yeah.
And then they get opportunities. Like Boca Chica lost on Pro Box, then went and knocked down Brian Norman and went to no contest with him.
Yeah. I like Pro Box. Pro Box is good. I mean, it's basically
they put on good fights, and like if you're a pro with not like that's inactive and there's got nowhere to go, like just go on there, fight a couple of times. They give you a WBA.
I'm not super high on their like their commentators and all that stuff, but their like production and how I feel like at least one fight on every single one of their cards is going to be really damn good.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically the new Showbox, really.
Yeah, it is.
Same, they're the same name.
And look, just go on there, have a couple of fights, and they give you these WBA belts that give you rankings. Advance your career a bit. What would be better for Stephen Fulton or Romain Villa? Yeah. Going straight into those fights yesterday. Or maybe, I don't know, Stephen Fulton having a fight against God knows who. Joet Gonzalez on Pro Box.
Well, that
for
could be a
WBA international title or something like that.
It's a bit too
that
hard.
might be a bit tough.
No, but you know what I mean.
You can't think on the spot like that, but Joet, let's calm down.
Go and fight Isaac Dogbo on Pro Box and get a WBA ranking.
Look, it doesn't
Because
matter where you
PBC are
fight.
letting their guys go and do that, aren't they? They're letting their guys go and fight on small shows.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you fight, what you fight on. Being active is better than being inactive,
Just get to fighting.
and you get paid as well.
You gotta fight. I feel like no one's asking him to be like a 1950s fighter and fight every other week. Like fight fight a 10 rounder every like 3 to like 4 months at least.
Yeah.
Well, how much more evidence do these fighters need? The only person recently who has beat the inactivity curse is knockout CP Freshman.
Beat the allegations, man. He hadn't fought for years. It's not even like a couple, like little over a year for full Nan Via. He hadn't fought in 2 years.
Yeah.
Not a single opponent. Not even the regular like Thai random debutante 0-3 fighters that they probably know from down the street. He hadn't had any of those. Nothing.
To be fair,
And that's different anyway. 'Cause
Lara beat the curse, didn't they? Against Zarafa.
It's Michael
yeah,
Zarafa.
it's a raffle.
Yeah, Michael Zarafa.
Okay, let me rephrase it. Against good opponents.
Yeah. Well, is Winwood any good? That's another discussion, but
Well,
we're not going down that rabbit hole.
I think he's good.
He did good
Yeah.
for his 5th fight, but
I think he's good, just not as good as
starting a
knockout CP
podcast about
Freshman.
Canelo. Starting a podcast about Canelo and then ending it by discussing how good Alex Winwood is.
Same thing last podcast. started with who was it? Started with Inoue and then ended with goddamn Zawar
We
Abdullahi
can make this a segment.
with Jazz.
End the podcast with like talking about random sort of nondescript fighters.
It's gonna be the tradition at this point.
Is there anything else happen on that card? There was that Reynoso Grossberg that won on the prelims.
I didn't watch that.
Oh, he was alright. He won every round. Nearly stopped. Was it Medina?
I was in and out of that fight. I'm gonna be honest.
I watched it. He almost stopped him. I think he had like a really bad cut, Lopez, and then nearly stopped Medina in the 7th round, and then dropped him in the 8th round. He almost, but he got saved by the bell. There's like 20 seconds left in the fight. Yeah. It was a good performance. Yeah, he's 17-0 now, I think. 17-0, 12 knockouts.
Yeah.
21 years old. I don't know.
Active, man. Active. I'd love to see it. Like I said, Yoneli Hernandez fought on the untelevised card. He's probably going to be a player at middleweight in the next sort of 18 months. Cuban kid, 5-0 now, 5 KOs. So yeah, that's about it for that card. Couple of other 6 and 8 rounders that didn't get televised. But nothing much else. If there's anything you want to add.
No, I would say it was a good card though. For the most part, the main card was like wishy-washy, but as a whole card, it was good.
Yeah, it was a good card. I enjoyed it.
Yep, standout performance from me, Caleb Plant. I'd like to see him get a title fight against anyone.
Well, he's going to get upgraded, and then.
I didn't even think about that. That might be realistic.
Yep.
Caleb Plant against Canelo too.
No,
I'd rather that than him get upgraded. I hate when people get upgraded. Fight for your belt. Win it in the they're 10 years old dreaming of being upgraded and handed a belt. Yeah,
Do you know what my favorite is? Dimitri Bivol won a WBA interim, got upgraded to regular, and then got upgraded to super.
Well, I mean, he did it right, to be fair. I mean, he was a regular title. Then he became primary champion, and then he made 5 title defenses and was upgraded to super champion. That's what he meant to do, super champion. 5 title defenses.
Not go from interim champion to full champion.
That's what Golovkin did. That's what Kalyafi did before he got knocked the fuck out by Chocolatito.
He made a new way through, all the way up. To be fair, who was it? There was a fight someone mentioned. What was it? Oh, there was some fight. I'm going off on a tangent here, but there was a fight that someone mentioned might be happening, and they were both interim champions, and they were like, "Yeah, this is going to be
unified interim champion." Oh, well, that's
Anyway,
kind of what. Was that not kind of like Zoo Mendoza? How that went down?
that should have been, but Zoo got up. That should have
Oh yeah,
been.
he did. He got upgraded, right?
Yeah, and then Mendoza got stripped of the interim, didn't they?
It was close to being a
That
title.
that should have been a unification fight with neither having ever been in a world title fight before.
And the new unified double interim. Like, how do you even announce that? Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for listening. If you made it this far, I doubt you did because you know.
we start waffling in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, this has turned into a bit of a mess. The links to Twitter's, Discord's, YouTube's, everything else
EK's okay.
is in the description. Spotify, I think we're on now. This will be out. You know when it's out because you'll be listening to it.
Yeah, true.
And we'll have another show this week for the Joshua Dubois card and the weekend's boxing. Yeah, big show at Wembley. We'll have a preview show out for that later this week. So yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
See you in episode 4.